Hello students, how are you all? Welcome to Affairscloud, Learn to Lead. My name is Vikas Rana. So students, we have an app by the name Careers Cloud which you can go and download through the Play Store for Android phones. Once you have downloaded and logged in with your Gmail ID, you will be transferred to your home page where you can see all the courses that are offered by us. Once you have purchased the course, you can see your courses in the My Course section. But why our courses are so better? Why we think we provide you one of the best content? Because we provide you content on daily basis. In the daily basis, we provide you current affairs with 20 questions quiz as well as the PDF of the current affairs of daily. Then similarly for weekly, on weekly basis we provide you current affairs PDF as well as a 50 questions quiz that will help you to revise all the content that you have learned. Then on monthly basis also we provide you top 100 current affair questions PDF that will be the compiled PDF of the 100 questions of that particular month that will be very helpful for you. And not just this friends, we provide you in English as well as in Hindi too. So both English and Hindi students can enjoy our courses. Apart from this friends, we also provide you banking related question answers, the banking related MCQ questions, the quizzes that will help you prepare for the bank exams. Not just that friends, we provide you a new way of learning, that is your infotainment infographics. That is a different and interesting way of learning. Apart from this, we cover 20 topic wise current affairs. These topics are important such as apps, portals, important days, books and authors days, national affairs, international affairs, sports, defense, all these topics, these are highly important and questions from these particular topics are asked. Also we cover state-wise current affairs also that will help you to prepare for your state exams. Also friends, as I told you, if you use the code Vikas10, you will be given extra 10% discount on the purchase you make. If you have any problem regarding login and your application, then you can contact us on support@of Affairscloud.com. This is our email ID and you can contact us on our mobile phone, that is 9677333386. Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you are all good. So students, in this video we will be discussing important current affairs of 7th of December. The session will be very interesting, so do pay attention till the end. First we'll do some current affairs for the revision and then friends we'll moving on to the important current affairs of the day. So let's start. First is Navy Day. When do we observe Navy Day? Navy Day is observed on the 4th of December. Highly important, take a note of it. Next, International Day of Banks. On 4th of December only we observe International Day of the Banks. Next is Falcon Heavy. We know there are some rockets of SpaceX. Alright, one is your Falcon 9, right? A mixture of 3 Falcon 9 becomes your Falcon Heavy rocket. That is one of the most powerful rockets right now. That is your Falcon Heavy and it is of SpaceX. Then is your China has recently launched their second lab module, that is Manchetium, for the space station, and they have their own space station by the name Tiangong Space Station, and it is planned to be that its construction will be over by the end of the year 2022 or by the first quarter of the year 2023. Next to it, you need to remember that recently they have launched 3 crew members to international space station, their own international space station, that is Tiangong Space Station, and they will be there for 6 months doing research on various projects. Next, India will host the 90th General Assembly of Interpol in New Delhi. India lifted 415 million people out of poverty in the last 15 years as per the UN report. Then 22nd World Blockchain Summit was concluded where it was in Dubai. Then Global Youth Climate Summit began in Bangladesh. 14th edition of the World Spice Congress was organized in Maharashtra. Interpol launched the first global police metaverse at Delhi conference. Diwali to be public school holiday in New York City from 2023. Mark this. Next, 14th Tribal Youth Exchange Program. Where was this held? This was held in New Delhi. Then CFS Global Pension Index 2022. Here India ranked 41st and it was topped by Iceland. So Iceland was on the first position whereas India was on the 41st position in the Global Pension Index for 2022. Next, World Stroke Day. We observe this day on 29th of October. Next is ISSF Rifle and Pistol World Championship for the year 2022 was held recently in Egypt, Cairo. This was from 12th of October to 28th of October, and in this India secured how many medals? A total of 34 medals were secured by India. Next is Deaf Expo. This is the 12th edition of Deaf Expo that was held where it was held at Gandhinagar, Gujarat. This was from 18 to 22nd of October, and it was based on what theme? The theme on which it was based was Path to Pride. I repeat, Path to Pride was the theme on which the 12th edition of the Defense Expo was held at Gandhinagar, Gujarat from 18 to 22nd of October. Next, International Animation Day. When do we observe this day? It is observed on 28th of October. Next is your Ship Rocket. It became the first intercity logistics company provider to join the ONDC network. I repeat, which is the first intercity logistic provider to join the ONDC network? It will be your Ship Rocket. All right, and another kind of in logistic company, for example, it will be can be your Porter also, but it did not join the ONDC network. Ship Rocket joined the ONDC network, that became the first intercity logistic provider. So that's all for the revision, friends. Now it's time for the today's current affairs. Let's start. First is for soil health management. All right, that means we can improve the quality of soil, improve the health of soil, improve the sustainable farming methods. Recently, our Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar has inaugurated a national conference on this soil health management for sustainable farming. Highly important, friends. All right, this national conclave on soil health management for sustainable farming, it was held in New Delhi. All right, it was on 5th of December. It was on 5th of December, as 5th of December is observed as World Soil Day. All right, then apart from this, remember, this was inaugurated at New Delhi by Union Minister Narendra Singh Tomar. This was organized by whom? It was organized by Niti Aayog in collaboration with GIZ, that is your German Agency for International Cooperation. During this conclave, a national mission on national farming as a separate scheme with an expenditure of 1500 crore rupees was approved by the government. So coming back, remember, on the World Soil Day observed on 5th of December, a national conference on soil management, health management was held, that how can we improve the soil quality, how can we improve the health of the soil, how should we follow the sustainable farming methods, and to develop all the process regarding this. This particular conference was held on 5th of December, and it was inaugurated by Narendra Singh Tomar. Moving on. Next we will be talking about India and Germany. Recently, India and Germany, they both have recently signed a migration and mobility agreement for easier access to study, research and work in both the countries. As we know, many of the students now in India want to study abroad. They choose different countries all around the world for their master's program, as they do graduation here, and after graduation, most of the Indian students are now willing to study in different parts of the world, that means in different countries. And for the same, if you remember, USA was considered as the top best destination for the Indian students. For the same, for the research work, for the study work, to doing jobs in different countries, for the same, India and Germany has signed a migration and mobility agreement for the easier access. If we talk about it, this agreement will facilitate two-way movement of students, professionals and researchers, and also address the challenges of illegal migration. This will aid in expanding the internationalization of higher education systems by interlinking innovation and research areas of both countries, and also it will strengthen the structure of vocational education and training. Indian students can now get increased opportunities to participate in research programs in Germany, which is known for its higher education system, research, and development efforts, especially in the field of science and technologies. All right, so basically, to do research field, also to do research work, also, and to collaborate between the study, research, and work between these two countries. This particular comprehensive migration and mobility partnership was signed between which two countries? Between India and Germany. All right. Next. Next, friends, remember EPFO data points to 35% rise in the formal job creation in the first half of the fiscal year 2023. Let's talk about it. According to an analysis of the data that was released by EPFO, that is your Employees Provident Fund Organization, around 87 lakh new formal jobs were generated in India during the first half current financial year of fiscal year 23, that is a 53% rise from the first half of the fiscal year 22. There were 24 lakh jobs and 64 lakh jobs in formal sectors generated in India in the first half of 21 and first half of 22 also. All right, here you can see the data. EPFO, that is your Employees Provident Fund Organization, it released a data stating that 87.1 lakh new formal jobs were generated in India during the first half of the current financial year, a 35% rise from the first half of fiscal year 23. All right, here you can see the data demonstrates that states with the higher contribution from the service sector like Maharashtra, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu created the most formal jobs, while Maharashtra saw an increase in the formal employment of 18.29 lakh during the first half, and Karnataka and Tamil Nadu saw an increase of 9.87 lakh and 9.18 lakh respectively. All right, so question can also be asked in such a way that where was the maximum number of formal employment created? It was the maximum in Maharashtra, followed by Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Then if we talk about EPFO, that is Employees Provident Fund Organization, who will be your CEO here? Chief Executive Officer, he will be Neelam Shami Rao. And where is the headquarter of this EPFO? The headquarter is in New Delhi. Moving on to next news. We will be talking about an event that is She STEM. I repeat, the event is She STEM. Basically, this She STEM, this is an annual event that was organized up as a part of Sweden India Nobel Memorial Week. This event, that is She STEM, was celebrated to celebrate the women in the field of science, technology, and mathematics. She is for women, right? And STEM, what does it stands for? Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. That means in order to increase the participation of women in the field of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and to celebrate that the women are participating in this and to encourage them to more and more participate in this, this particular She STEM was celebrated. All right, or this event was organized that encourages students to unleash their imagination as a part of Sweden India Nobel Memorial Week. If we talk about further, here you can see She STEM annual event organized as a part of Sweden India Nobel Memorial Week, and it was for the women who participate in the field of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. This was held in New Delhi on 5th of December. This is the third edition of the She STEM event, that is a flagship event of Sweden India Memorial or Nobel Memorial Week. This event was organized by whom? It was organized by the Embassy of Sweden in India in partnership with Atal Innovation Mission, Niti Aayog, and the Government of India and the German Center of Innovation and Research. So basically remember, it was Embassy of Sweden, Atal Innovation Mission, and Niti Aayog and your Government of India together collaborated to organize this, the She STEM event. That was the third edition of this event. And also remember, this was organized as a part of Sweden India Nobel Memorial Week. All right, that's all you need to remember for this. Then apart from this, if we talk about some of the highlights, this event of the She STEM began with the musical performance by the students, and then the event witnessed various talks and panel discussions by women in the field of science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and business. All right, moving on. Next, here you can see also these all important things that we just discussed. Moving on. Next is double financing for natural ecosystem by 2025 to deal with the climate biodiversity crisis. As the name suggests, double financing, that means the amount of money that we are spending on our ecosystem, on our environment right now should be doubled by 2025 to deal with the climate biodiversity crisis. This data was released by United Nations Environment Program, the headquarter of which is in Nairobi, Kenya. That is, UNEP released this data on a report that states that the amount of money that we are spending right now against the crisis of global climate crisis, or against your environment, to protect our environment, should be doubled so that we can meet the climate goals that we are discussing, and the amount should be doubled by the year 2025. All right, then if we talk about the state of finance for nature 2022, that is the second edition, UNEP in collaboration with German Federal Ministry of Economic Cooperation and Development and United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification and the European Commission published the second edition of the State of the Finance for Nature 2022 report, and this report stated that the importance of private investment in NBS. And what is your NBS? NBS will be your nature based solution. So in order to this report stated that the private investment in the nature based investment should be more, which is currently stands at only 17% and is considerably under financed. Also, it stated that it should be doubled by the year 2025 and tripled, that means doubled by the year 2025, and it should be tripled by the year 2030 if the world is to halt biodiversity loss, limit climate change, and the temperature target, that is less than 1.5 degrees Celsius. If these all things has to be maintained, then this amount of financing should be done by the year 2025. It should be doubled, and by the year 2030 it should be tripled. All right. Then remember, International Monetary Fund issues a warning about 2023 being the darkest hour for the global growth. Now the question can be asked that the darkest hour, this darkest hour was declared which year? It was 2023 was declared as the darkest hour, and it was declared by whom? It was International Monetary Fund that declared 2023 being the darkest hour for global growth. Moving on. Next, road traffic injury is the second leading cause of death among children between the age of 5 to 14 years of age. As per the data released by World Health Organization, it stated that the maximum number of, or the road traffic injuries are the second leading cause for the maximum number of death among the children between the age of 5 to 14 years of age. The analysis stated that the road traffic injuries are the leading cause of the death among the youth aged between 15 to 29 years of age. Around 2,70,000 youths have lost their lives due to road accident injuries. This report was released on 28th of November during the 14th conference on injuries prevention and safety promotion that was held in Australia. All right. Then apart from this, remember, twice as many men as women die every year due to injuries and violence. Around 3/4 of the deaths from the road traffic injuries, that is 4/5 of the homicides, and nearly 2/3 of the deaths from war are among the men only. That means more men are dying as compared to that of women due to exposure
to unsafe cooking arrangements and energy poverty in low and middle income countries, women and girls are more likely to be burned than boys and men. Alright, according to the report on road and accidents in India for the year 2019, India topped the ranking in the number of road accident deaths among 199 countries, and India accounted for around 11% of the all the accident related deaths all around the world. Alright, so just go through the data, it will be beneficial for you. Next we are talking about Worldline. If you remember, Worldline was an organization with which NPCI, National Payment Corporation of India, has tied up to enable UPI in Europe. Alright, so that people can use UPI in Europe. This agreement was signed between NPCI and Worldline. Apart from this, now you have to remember, recently a data was released by Worldline stating, or they released a report that was India Digital Payment Report for the third quarter of 2022. Here you can see it was Digital India Payments Report for the third quarter of 2023. This was released by a financial service company, Worldline. Alright, and it stated that in the year or between the period from July to September 2022, India digital payment or the transaction in the digital payments in India was worth more than 38.32 trillion rupees. That is a huge amount of money. These payments were made through prepared payment options such as mobile wallets, debit cards, credit cards, UPI, and the segment was dominated by UPI based transaction in both in volume and as well as value. Alright, so remember it was Worldline that released the report, that is India Digital Payment Report for the third quarter. It was between from July to September. We saw a transactions worth 38.32 trillion rupees. That is a huge transaction. Alright. If we talk about UPI only, we saw around more than 19.65 billion rupees of transaction, alright, in the third quarter. So just UPI was around 19.65 trillion rupees or billion rupees. Moving on, RazorPay. RazorPay has enabled merchants to accept credit card payments via UPI. I repeat, first of all, tell me what is the full form of UPI. UPI stands for User Unified Payment Interface. So RazorPay has recently enabled merchants to accept credit card payments via UPI. Alright, then here you need to remember this facility has been enabled for the customers of HDFC Bank, Punjab National Bank, Union Bank, and Indian Bank. At present, UPI enables customers to make transactions through their bank accounts. Alright. Next is if we talk about RazorPay. Who is the managing director and co-founder of RazorPay? Shashank Kumar. Where is the headquarter? It is in Bangalore, Karnataka. When was this established? It was established in the year 2014. Moving on, ICICI Lombard, AU Small Finance Bank has entered into bancassurance tie-up. What is bancassurance? When a bank and an insurance company comes together, and what happens here is the insurance company will be selling their insurance or services to the customer of the banks. So basically remember it was your AU Small Finance Bank and ICICI Lombard General Insurance that have tied up for a bancassurance. Under this, the insurer will utilize the bank's diverse customer access and enhance the penetration across India. Alright, the entire suite of insurance products will be offered across 980 banking touchpoints covering over 20 states and 2 union territories. Then if we talk about ICICI Lombard, Bhargav Das Gupta is the current managing director and CEO, and the headquarter of his here is Mumbai, Maharashtra. Then if we talk about AU Small Finance Bank, The managing director and CEO will be Sanjay Agrawal, and the headquarter will be in Jaipur, Rajasthan. All right. Next is Spice Money. Spice Money and Axis Bank has partnered for financial inclusion in the rural areas. I repeat, the term here important is that you need to remember is rural areas. So it was Spice Money that has partnered with Axis Bank to push financial inclusion in the final areas, in rural areas. This is to facilitate by opening facilitate on opening instant zero balance saving or current accounts for the citizens of the rural areas through Adhikari network. Through this partnership, Spice Money aims to bridge the rural urban divide and bringing financial inclusivity by providing access to banking products at doorsteps. Here, Spice Money will empower merchants known as Spice Money Adhikaris through its technology to cater the digital and financial needs of the rural citizens in India. Alright, also remember recently the company has come on the board the government promoted e-commerce platform, that is Open Network Digital Commerce, to facilitate small merchants in the rural locations. On by boarding this ONDC, adhikaris of the Spice Money will act as facilitator to other small merchants in their localities who do not have access to e-commerce platform to sell their products. Then if we talk about Spice Money Limited, who will be the founder and chief executive officer? He will be Sanjeev Kumar. And where will be the headquarter? The headquarter is in Noida, Uttar Pradesh. Moving on. Next is Airtel has partnered with Meta, that is formerly known as Facebook, to develop undersea cable infrastructure for high speed internet. And also remember, it was Airtel that was the first company to launch 5G service in India. So now Airtel has partnered with Meta to develop undersea cable infrastructure for high speed internet. Next is Gautam Adani, Shiv Nadar, and Ashok Soota. They have become the Asia's hero of philanthropy list. I repeat, Indian billionaires Gautam Adani, Shiv Nadar, and Ashok Soota. Now they are among the people, among the one of the richest people who are the part of the Forbes Asia's heroes of the philanthropy list. All right. This is a unranked list that highlights the top philanthropists who have demonstrated a strong personal commitment to cause such an education and environment. Alright, highly remember that means there is no ranking on the base of the money they are providing for the people for their education, for healthcare sector, or for any cause. Alright, then the pledged money will address healthcare, education, skill development. Also, it will be going through help many people to get educated also. All right, next is Indian origin teacher in Australia Veena Nair has received the 2022 Prime Minister's Prize for Excellence. I repeat, Indian origin teacher Veena Nair, who is from Australia, who is in Australia right now, she has received the 2022 Prime Minister's Prize for Excellence. Alright, I repeat, Veena Nair, an Indian origin teacher in Australia, has received the Prime Minister's Prize for Science 2022 under the Prime Minister's Prize for Excellence in Science Technology Teaching in Secondary Schools category. If we talk about it, Veena Nair STEAM, that is your Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts and Mathematics project leader and head of technology at Melbourne University, at a Melbourne College, that was honored for demonstrating the practical application of STEAM, that is Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts and Mathematics, to students and to how to use their skills to make a real impact in the world. Then if we talk about the Prime Minister's Prize for Science, it is the most prestigious prize in Australia for outstanding achievements in scientific research, research-based innovation, and excellence in science teaching. It recognizes the achievements across diverse disciplines, and career stages. Prime Minister's Prize recognizes the 12 of the country's leading scientists, innovators, and science teachers. Then, if we talk about Veena Nair, she is a leading educator at STEM and began her teaching career in Mumbai, Maharashtra, where she provided computers to low economic schools and taught students how to code. She has more than 20 years of experience teaching science based subjects across three different countries: India, UAE, and Australia. So now remember, she is Veena Nair, who has received the Prime Minister's Prize for Excellence in Science. Next we are talking about Oxford. Recently, what is the Oxford's word of the year 2022? It is goblin mode. All right, goblin mode means, what is this word of the year for 2022? This means word of the year via online vote. But we know word of the year are basically defined how that people vote for them, or it is based on the maximum number of searches. So recently Oxford Dictionary has chosen goblin mode as the word of the year by an online vote, and this goblin mode received 93% of the votes against the contender Metaverse on the second position, and I stand with at the third position. But what does this goblin mode stands for? It is a slang term, and that refers to the type of a behavior which is unapologetic, self-indulgent, lazy, slovenly, greedy, typically in a way that rejects social norms or expectation. So that is your goblin mode, and it was declared as the word of the year for 2022 by the Oxford English Dictionary. It has won the Local Adaptation Champions Award. I repeat, Swam Siksha Prayog has won the Local Adaptation Champions Award. But what is this award? Let's start with it. This Swam Siksha Prayog, it is a Maharashtra based NGO, that is non-government organization, that has won the Local Adaptation Champions Award organized by the Global Center on Adaptation. This was held at COP27 Climate Summit that was held in Egypt, and this award was conferred for the work in supporting women farmers to adopt more resilient and sustainable agriculture practices in Maharashtra. The award constitutes a cash prize of 15,000 euro, a certificate, and a memento. So coming back, remember it is Swam Siksha Prayog, that is a Maharashtra based NGO that has won the Local Adaptation Champions Award that was organized by the Global Center on Adaptation. This was during the Conference of Parties 27 Climate Summit that was held in Egypt, and the award was basically for the work in supporting women farmers to adopt more resilient and sustainable agriculture practices in Maharashtra. Next is Chinese astronauts return to Earth after successful 6-month mission. I told you in the starting of the video that three astronauts were sent into the space for a 6-month long mission, and now those Chinese astronauts landed back on Earth on board the re-entry capsule of the Shenzhou 14 spacecraft after completing a 6-month mission on China's space station. Three astronauts were Commander Shandong and teammates Liu Yang and Kai Zhu. They left for the space on June 5, 2022 to supervise Tiangong space station's final phase of construction, which will be finished in the November 2022. The construction of the space station was initiated in April 2021. Next is AFC Asian Cup 2027. India withdraws the bid to focus on grassroots developments. AIFF, that is All India Football Federation, and the Asian Football Confederation jointly announced that AIFF has withdrawn their bid to host the AFC Asian Cup 2027 in India. The current focus of AIFF is to build the foundations of a proper footballing structure before thinking of hosting bigger events like AFC Asian Cup. So the bid that was for the 2027 Asia Cup, AFC Asian Cup, was withdrawn by India. That was supposed to be held in 2027. Then next news is Odisha's Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik has launched a trophy tour of FIH Hockey Men's World Cup 2023. I repeat, it was the Chief Minister of Odisha, Naveen Patnaik, who launched the trophy tour of the FIH Hockey Men's World Cup 2023. This will be in Bhubaneswar, Odisha, and it has handed over the trophy to Dilip Turkey, who is the president of Hockey India. The trophy will travel to 13 states and 1 union territory before returning to Odisha on 25th of December. And this FIH Hockey India Men's World Cup 2023 will be held at Bhubaneswar and Rourkela from 13 to 29th of January 2023. Alright, so that's all for the day, friends. Now let's go for a quick revision. National Conclave on Soil Health Management for Sustainable Farming was held in New Delhi. India and Germany signed a migration and mobility agreement for easier access to study, research and work. EPFO data shows 35% jump in the formal job creation in the first half of fiscal year 2023. SHE-STEM 2022, this was a part of Sweden India Nobel Memorial Week 2022. UNEP reported a report stated that by the year 2025 we need to double our finance, and by the year 2030 we need to triple our finance to tackle the climate crisis. Then road traffic injuries data was released that stated India is the second this road traffic injuries is the second lead cause of the death among the children aged 5 to 14 years of age. This data was released by WHO. Then Worldline India reported that digital payments worth 38.32 trillion rupees was carried out in the third quarter of 2022 alone. RazorPay has enabled merchants to accept credit card payments on UPI. ICICI Lombard AU Small Finance Bank has tied up for Bansurance. Spice Money and Axis Bank has partnered for financial inclusion in rural areas. Federal Bank has unveiled Football Fiesta campaign. Airtel has partnered with Meta to develop undersea cable infrastructure for high-speed internet. Indian billionaires Gautam Adani, Shiv Nadar and Ashok Soota became the part of Forbes Asia's Heroes of Philanthropy list. Then Indian origin teacher Veena Nair has received the 2022 Prime Minister's Prize in Australia. And Goblin Mood, this is the word of the year declared by Oxford English Dictionary. Now it's time for your homework. First is Semeru volcano, which was seen in the news, is located in which countries? Second, which city is the host of the first G20 Sherpa meeting that was held in India? Third, who has been appointed as the chairperson of the National Statistical Commission? Fourth, which country launched its latest nuclear stealth bomber named B-21? Next, which is the only authorized institution for sale and encashment of electoral bonds in India? So these are your 5 homework questions, friends. If you find the session to be interesting, all you have to do is comment below and let us know what are your views on such sessions. If you want us to continue such sessions, like the video, and if you are new to our channel and watching our video for the first time, I'll suggest you to subscribe. Alright, subscribe is important. So that's all for the day. Thank you and have a nice day. That's all for the day, friends. I hope you enjoyed the session, and you can follow us on the YouTube channel, as well as apart from YouTube channel, you can go and follow us at Affairscloud Telegram channel. And if you have any queries related to the content or the courses offered to you or the payment which you did on the application, you can contact us on the number provided, that is 7677333862. Apart from this, friends, you can follow us on the Facebook as well as on Instagram handle, that is Affairscloud_official. In the end, friends, if you use a code that is Vikas10, you will be getting an additional extra 10% discount by using this code Vikas10. Also, if you have any problem regarding the course purchase, any problem regarding to our application, you can contact us on the mobile number, that is 9677333862. And if you want to mail us, you can also mail us on support@affairscloud.com, and I assure you that our representative from us will be contacting you soon and resolving your issue.